Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and to the ranking member for holding today's hearing, and especially to the witnesses for taking time out to come and testify today. Securing our supply chains for rare earth minerals and other critical resources is not just an economic priority, it's a matter of national security. These materials are essential components in a wide range of technologies, from smartphones to electric vehicles and advanced defense systems. Yet, despite their importance, the United States has fallen behind over other nations, particularly China, in both the mining and refining of these vital resources. China's dominant position in these supply chains have given them significant leverage on the global stage, leverage that can threaten our economic competitiveness and our security. To address this challenge, we must bring about common sense permitting reform that allows us to responsibly develop these resources here at home. My district lies within the Marcellus Shale region in Pennsylvania. Fracking has been a key driver of our country's energy dominance and Pennsylvania's economic growth for the last 20 years. But fracking can potentially deliver more than just oil and gas. Recent studies by the National Energy Technology Laboratory have found that the water used in fracking can unlock up to 1,160 metric tons of lithium. That's almost 40% of the current demand for lithium, which is 3,000 metric tons per year. This is comparable to the lithium produced in the brine ponds in Chile, the world's second largest lithium producer. In Wayne County, in my district, there is roughly $1 billion of natural gas deposits that we cannot tap into because of governors in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, and Delaware have banned it based on some science and under pressure from some environmental activists. If our country is going to reduce emissions and have a cleaner grid, we need these rare earth minerals like lithium to achieve these goals. Sadly, the prior administration stifled their own green energy goals with overregulation by trying to ban natural gas exports, trying to ban fracking, the IRA's methane tax, and use of ESG's metrics and investments, and not approving pipelines quickly enough. Instead of American energy powered by clean American fuel sources and rare earth minerals processed under the American environmental standards, we have been forced to rely on Chinese imports, which are produced under horrendous environments and labor conditions. Our goal must be to provide essential raw materials that fuel our economy, support our national defense, and power the innovative technologies of tomorrow. We must, and uphold our commitment to environmental stewardship while advancing economic growth. The false choice between economic progress and protecting our environment has held us back far too long. With that, I'm going to start with my first question to Mr. Dowd. I want to echo on Mr. Finstad's questions a little bit earlier. If you can point to just one specific action that Congress can deploy to help us in the progress, would it be towards workforce development? Would it be permitting? Would it be regulation? What if you can point to just one thing, and you had mentioned China in the prior answer, but is there anything else beyond China that we can be of assistance with?
Yeah, as a rare earth element separation company, and at least the way we do, how we do our refining, there is no regulatory or regulation that's permitting us from doing what we're doing. The workforce is really not a challenge where we are, fortunately. I would say the big thing is continuing, as the government has through the Department of Defense, Department of Energy, funding companies like us to boost the defense industrial base to have the capability and the capacity in this country to compete with China.
What do you mean funding? How is that through grant processes? Is that through R&D? What kind of funding do you reference?
Yeah, sure. Our company has received a handful of grants and awards over the last handful of years, which have really furthered us to where we are today. The congressman earlier mentioned we received a Defense Production Act through the Department of Defense for $8.67 million back in September that really enabled us to be able to produce terbium, which cannot be found anywhere else in the world other than China.
So why is that the responsibility of the American taxpayer to provide economic grants to a company like yours?
Yeah, I think it's a real question for the committee in terms of, or for the country in terms of the responsibility of government to help fund what's necessary to be able to have this capability in this country. And I think if the government does not compete, given that the Chinese government is subsidizing the industry, we will be fully reliant on China for rare earths for a long period of time, and that's obviously a geopolitical supply chain issue.
My time has expired. I yield.
Gentleman yields back.